What are the fears of your life? When I'm asking this question, I'm trying to ask what are the things that make you feel scared? What are the things that stop you from taking any kind of decision? What are the things that actually holds you back? We all have some sort of fears in our life. Like, if we want to do something, we fear what would happen. If we want to explore something, we fear what would happen, how it would turn out for me. If we want to get something, if we want to reach at a particular place, if we want to go something, if we want to talk to someone, we want to do any kind of activity, before doing or before attempting that particular thing, we always get a question in our mind: how it turned out for me, how it would happen, how it would disclose for me. If the result would not be in my favor, how would I react? What would I do in that situation? These are the common questions that must be coming to your mind, isn't it? And this is your fear. We all have fears in our life. If we are unable to get anything like that in our mind, we must be thinking about our life, we must be thinking about our health, we must be thinking about our relations. We all have, different kind of fears. See, there is a line which has been told, or you can say that which has been said by Steve Jobs, and it is also mentioned in the autobiography of him by Walter Isaacson. And the line is: remembering you are going to die one day is the ultimate motivation that I get, and it's also the ultimate way to avoid the trap of thinking that I have something to lose. I'm already naked. There is no other option instead of following my own heart. Let me try to explain this line to you. What Steve Jobs actually want to say that we all are going to die one day. We all have a limited time frame. We are not going to live for 200 years, 300 years, or 150 years, or 100 years even. The average human life has been now decreased to 75, or I think 70 years. Means average life expectancy of the human beings is 70 years. In many cases, people do pass 70, 80, 90, and 100, but that's the rare case, right? What I want to say that we all have this much limited time frame. After few times, we all are going to die, we all are going to leave, we all are going to be absent from this motherland earth. So what's the point? Why I'm telling it to you? I am telling it to you for the reason, for the sake of the point that you don't have any other option instead of following your heart. Don't ever try to think that you have to lose something. If you want to do something, go on, go ahead to attempt that particular activity, so that you don't have any regret in the future that you have not attempted this, or you have not done this. God has given you enough time, God has given you enough potential, God has given you enough capability to explore or to do the things that you actually want to do. The only thing that will stop you is your own mind. The only thing that stops you is your own thought. The only thing that will stop you to reaching somewhere is your own assumption. Have you ever thought this? There are few people who are able to do the same activity which you want to do, but you are stopping yourself just by thinking that how the things would turn out, how the things would, result. The result, would the result be in my favor or not? All these kind of unnecessary questions holds you back. I'm not here in front of you all to motivate anyone. Believe me, I don't believe in motivation. Motivation is illusion for me. I do believe that motivation is illusion, and it's the discipline, it's the determination, it's the dedication which is reality. Don't get motivated by my talk, don't get motivated by my thoughts. Just try to feel it, just try to think of the practicality about which I'm telling. So the point was that we must always be following our heart. Now you must be thinking, I'm trying to tell you something uh, related to big, something related to big personalities, big things. See, whatever you do in your whole day, whatever you perceive in your day, the activity that you do, the kind of thoughts that you get in your mind is greatly affected by the kind of visuals that you observe, by the kind of thought process that you have, by the kind of ideology that you possess. This is something that make you decide that you have to do something or you don't have to do something. If you try to make yourself understand that, okay, whatever I am going to get, what I am going to achieve, what I am going to do is not something that will cost me anything. If the result will not be in my favor, I am ready to face it. If the result in not in my favor, I am going to learn it. I am going to learn from my mistakes. If you are ready to accept the output, if you are ready to accept the mistakes, believe me, the life will really be beautiful. And the more you would be able to learn from your failures, the more you would be able to learn from your setbacks, the greater, with the greater speed, you would be able to head forward in the life, right? And if you keep on pushing yourself back, if you keep on holding yourself back just by saying that I don't know how the things would turn out for me, then you will never be able to do the things that your heart says. Always try to follow your heart. Your heart knows everything, each and everything. Try to think by the heart before you think by the mind. See, when I'm saying listen to your heart, I am not saying you to become emotionally weak. I'm not saying you to put the emotions before your mind. Mind should always come before your emotions do. What I am trying to say, that there is an inner voice, there is an instinct that we all get. We just have to listen that inner voice, and we just have to listen to that instinct. And this is the inner voice, the instinct which I am referring to is your heart. It knows best about you. If you have this kind of external thoughts that what would happen, what would not happen, then just try to keep everything aside and go ahead with what you have decided. Go ahead with what you have thought. If things will turn out in your favor, it is good. If it do not turn out in your favor, you will learn from it, you will understand it, and you will definitely be ahead of the people who have not even attempted that particular activity. That is the beauty of taking the decisions. And if you have taken the decisions, you will be able to analyze your mistakes, you will be able to know that where you actually stand. Just think, if you are unable to find out, if you are unable to figure out your own mistakes, you will keep on living with the same mistakes, you will keep on living with the same kind of misunderstanding that you have regarding your own personality. If you will go on to attempt that particular activity, you will eventually know what are the things that needs rectification, what are the mistakes on which I have to work, what are the kind of things where I have to work, and it will help me to go ahead, it will help me to reach ahead in my life. I have tried to make you feel what I am currently processing in my mind. With a conclusion, I would just say, always, if you are unable to get the direction in your life, if you are unable to think anything, if you are unable to observe anything in front of you, everything is getting complex, everything is getting messed up in front of you, you are unable to observe, if you are unable to see anything in front of you, try to close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath and put your hand on your heart and say, what should I do now? Believe me, you will get the answer from inside. You will get the answer from that inner voice which resides in you. We have so much complexities that we have formed for ourselves in our life that we are unable to listen to our own voice. You just have to calm down yourself. You just have to put yourself at a peace to listen to that inner voice, and that inner voice will always have best decisions for you. I'm repeating it again. It will always have best decisions for you. You just have to listen to it. That's all I have to say. If you have listened me up to the last, you must have got my feelings. You must have got my emotions, which I'm trying to tell to you by using words.